Stop scrolling right now. You think you know what makes a good man? You think it's about money, muscles, or macho swagger? Think again. The world is drowning in noise. Voices telling men how to impress, how to seduce, how to win. But beneath all that noise lies something quieter, something rarer. Because the truly magnetic men, the ones who don't need to chase validation, the ones women feel drawn to without even knowing why, they move differently. They live differently. They are the green flags in a world obsessed with red ones. And today, I'm going to show you why. This isn't about cheesy pickup lines. It's not about becoming some smooth-talking alpha. This is about something deeper, the rare, powerful signs of a man who's built from the inside out, the man who draws people in through depth, presence, and calm. If you've ever felt like you're meant for more, to rise above the noise, to walk with quiet power, stay right here, because in the next few minutes, you're going to discover 4 rare, often overlooked green flags that define a truly strong man. And by the end of this video, you'll not only recognize them, you'll understand why they're your greatest superpowers in love, leadership, and life. Welcome to the Stoic Tide. Sign number 1, the power of active, curious listening. Everyone says, listen more, but almost no one actually does. Most people listen only to reply. They wait for their turn to speak. They listen with impatience. But you, if you are a green flag, you listen to understand. You don't listen to control the conversation. You listen to connect. You don't interrupt to prove your knowledge. You ask to uncover truth. There's a quiet magic in the man who listens deeply. When a woman speaks to him, she doesn't feel judged. She feels seen. When a friend opens up, they don't feel lectured. They feel understood. This is not weakness. This is presence. And presence, my friend, is rare. The active listener notices what others miss. The tremor in her voice, the hesitation between her words, the story behind her silence. You don't fix. You witness. You don't dominate. You understand. And that understanding, that calm attention, builds trust faster than any charm ever could. In a world full of men who speak to impress, be the one who listens to feel. Because when you offer your attention freely, without an agenda, you give the rarest gift of all, validation of someone's humanity. And that, more than looks or words or wealth, is unforgettable. So remember this. A man who listens deeply isn't just respected, he's remembered. Sign number 2, emotional self-awareness and regulation. Now let's talk about power, not physical, but emotional. Most men believe strength means suppressing emotion. Don't feel, don't cry, don't show weakness. But that's not strength, that's denial. Real strength is control. Real masculinity is mastery over your emotional weather. A stoic man doesn't deny the storm inside him. He reads it. He knows when he's angry, when he's hurt, when he's being triggered. And he has the discipline to respond with intention, not impulse. That's emotional self-awareness. Imagine this. You're in conflict. Someone disrespects you. Your blood heats. You want to shout, walk away, prove them wrong. But instead, you breathe, you assess, you speak calmly and directly. That's power most men never learn. Because the green flag man doesn't suppress emotion. He channels it. He understands that emotion is energy. And like all energy, it can be directed toward creation or destruction. He chooses creation. He doesn't slam doors. He sets boundaries. He doesn't explode. He expresses reflective tone. He might say, I'm angry right now. I need a moment to collect myself before we talk. Simple, mature, controlled. That's the kind of composure that earns respect. From women, from friends, from the world. The man who can stay calm when everything is shaking. That man becomes the anchor in the storm. And anchors, my friend, are magnetic. Sign number 3. The courage to be authentic and stand for values. Let's be honest, in today's world, authenticity is rebellion. We live in an age of filters, performances, and masks. Everyone wants to fit in. Please the crowd, be liked by strangers, but a green flag man, he doesn't bend to please. He stands to be true. He has values, and he lives them. Integrity isn't a quote he posts. It's a code he practices. He keeps his word when no one's watching. He doesn't gossip, doesn't flatter. doesn't fake it. He doesn't change his opinion to fit the room. He listens, considers, but stands firm in truth. And here's the paradox. The more authentic you are, the more magnetic you become. Because people crave honesty, they crave the man who is the same behind closed doors as he is in public. That's the man others trust. That's the man women respect. That's the man whose presence feels safe. A stoic man isn't loud about his values. He lives them quietly. He doesn't say, I'm strong. He acts with calm when provoked. He doesn't say, I'm loyal. He shows up consistently, again and again, and when the world tests him, and it will, he doesn't fold to convenience. He stands in conviction. Because when you stop performing, you start radiating. You attract not attention, but alignment. That's the difference between being wanted and being trusted. Sign number 4, the growth mindset and lifelong evolution. The fourth green flag, and perhaps the most powerful, is the mindset of continuous growth. The man who believes he's finished learning is already fading. But the man who wakes up each day asking, what can I learn today? That man never stops becoming a green flag man. Doesn't fear growth. He craves it. He reads. He reflects. He evolves. He doesn't see mistakes as shameful. He sees them as data. He doesn't cling to pride. He values feedback. He doesn't crumble under failure. He adapts, improves, and rises stronger. This mindset transforms relationships, careers, and lives. Because when a man is committed to growth, he brings momentum into every connection. He inspires his partner to rise with him. He makes the people around him better. And perhaps most importantly, he carries humility, the willingness to say, I was wrong. Teach me. Humility doesn't make you small, it makes you unstoppable. Because when you live with curiosity instead of ego, you become a student of life, and life rewards its students. Remember this. Perfection isn't attractive. Progress is. Women don't want a man who thinks he knows everything. They want the man who's always becoming. And that is the quiet revolution of the modern Stoic. So let's recap. The 4 rare green flags of a truly strong man. He listens actively, curiously, deeply. He manages his emotions with grace and awareness. He stands in his truth with quiet courage. He keeps growing, always learning, always evolving. These traits aren't flashy. They're not loud, but they are magnetic. They build trust. They create safety. They turn respect into desire, because at the heart of every great man is not dominance, it's depth, not performance, but presence. The world doesn't need more noise. It needs more men who lead with calm, integrity, and intention. Be that man, be that anchor, be that green flag. You are capable of extraordinary things. You don't need to shout your worth. You only need to embody it. When you walk in truth, the right people will recognize it without you saying a word. So today, don't chase approval, chase improvement. Don't seek validation, seek growth. Because the tide doesn't beg the shore to notice it. It simply moves, steady, powerful, unstoppable. That's what you are. That's the Stoic Tide. If this message resonated with you, if it reminded you of the kind of man you want to become, then support the movement. Hit like to spread this message of calm strength. Share this video with a man who needs to hear it. And subscribe to the Stoic Tide for more wisdom on self-mastery, emotional intelligence, and the art of becoming unshakable. Because the journey of mastery never ends. It only deepens. Stay strong, stay grounded, and remember, the tide rises quietly but powerfully.